In 2021, the world population surpassed 7.9 billion people, and its global GDP, gross domestic product, stood at $94 trillion. The US and China's share of this world GDP was 42%, which is pretty big. Other top economies include Japan, Germany, United Kingdom, India, France, Italy, Canada, and Korea. This clearly shows the role of today's fast emerging economic prowess and geoeconomic and geopolitical forces in global markets. These issues invite more discussion when dealing with country and MNC specific global strategies. MNCs are multinational corporations. And in some cases, these strategies also turn into grand strategies. Within these facts and numbers, some cities in global markets have become major players, and their role in world politics and geoeconomic areas are truly global. For example, Tokyo's GDP stands at $2 trillion. Other major metropolitan areas include New York with $1.87 trillion economy, Los Angeles is with 1.13 trillion, Seoul with 926 billion, and London with $978 billion. In 2022, these cities and their large-scale urban areas are just like large countries and play a major role in global politics and, of course, today's globalization. History reveals that globalization helped the world to be systematically connected and increase trade in goods and services. British historian A.G. Hopkins, in one of his useful works, accurately described this phenomena as an incomplete process which technology and global exchanges brought globalization and modernization. The old Silk Road and today's fast emerging new Silk Roads all reflect this changing phenomena. Peter Frankopan in the New Silk Roads covers this important topic. As we know, cultures were connected and MNCs sought internationalization and expanded abroad. In the business world, the British East India Company's strategic activities and internationalization clearly corroborate these issues and global developments. Nick Robbins and other authors accurately cover the East India Company's global activities, which later became a modern MNC, again, multinational corporation. There is no shortage of academic literature, and hundreds of books and articles have covered these relevant topics. So within these areas, topics, and academic discussions in the last 15 years, we have witnessed the emergence of deglobalization. At the same time, we are also observing reglobalization that calls for more discussions and debates within the area of FDI, foreign direct investments, MNCs activities, outsourcing, GVCs, global value chains, etc. As of 2022, the globalization debate continues to revolve around the issues of deglobalization as well as reglobalization. The topic of deglobalization, and reglobalization is particularly important. Regarding new technologies, that's where Silicon Valley comes in, global consumer convergence, GVCs, manufacturing, and logistics hubs. In 2022, again, world economy is more connected and interdependent, which is showing up in the forms of global travel, long-distance commercial flights, MNCs operations, and above all, trade in goods and services. At the same time, there is a talk of rules-based globalization versus new emerging economic blocs. Because of the Ukrainian crisis, of course, the rules-based globalization will prevail, as we all know, because of stable markets and global systems. In 2022, populism, protectionism, and country-specific myopic policy may be emerging in some parts of the world, but re-globalization continues to make its mark in the form of more dependence, efficient manufacturing hubs, GVCs, and again, consumer convergence. In world business, global as well as national markets are converging, not diverging. Global value chains are particularly critical in 2022, although we are still dealing with the supply chain disruptions in this year as well. Emerging markets may be witnessing slow growth and more public debt, but these problems are not new. Economic ups and downs are evident in business history as well as in the post-COVID-19 environment. This could be attributed to a snowball effect or the cascade effect. MNCs and countries seek global strategies and in some cases grand strategies to fulfill their firm and nation-specific goals and strategic objectives. Within these issues and beyond traditional business and economic topics, we are witnessing the emergence of techno-nationalism as well as techno-globalism. In the sphere of today's geopolitics and re-globalization, companies, MNCs, countries, and many other institutions formulate plans and long-term strategies that aim at new markets, viable technology standards, policy changes, of course, and many other issues. Richard Baldwin, in The Great Convergence, talks about these developments that bring opportunities and challenges in global markets. Other interdisciplinary literature discussing these issues include The Leveling by Michael O'Sullivan, Outside the Box by Mark Levinson, The Ages of Globalization by Jeffrey Sachs, Six Faces of Globalization by Roberts and Lamb, and many new titles and well thought out academic articles and surveys that systematically explore these issues of geography, institutions, economic inequality, FDI, country-specific sovereign debt, MNCs, strategies, climate change, net zero, etc. We will also see more discussions and debates regarding discipline-specific philosophies, theories, and concepts. Of course, the debate of globalization continues to take different shapes when dealing with developed economies, emerging markets, and developing countries. Of course, we can also include BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. In 2022, the issues of deglobalization and reglobalization are going to be at the forefront when dealing with today's changing geopolitics and geo-economic developments in Europe. Today's globalization is clearly made up of data economy, technology-based initiatives, algorithms, FDI, large-scale projects, and social media. For tens of millions of consumers in global markets, reglobalization can bring opportunities if planned and pursued properly.